Hello guys, and welcome to my Spiral Orcust deck profile. This is what I'm going to be playing at Portland, Maine, the regional up there, this Saturday, which is on the 18th. So this is going to be uploaded after. I don't know how well I will do with this deck, but Burning Abyss was not really working out for me. It just isn't, competitive enough for this format, so I tried to, get something a little bit more competitive, a bit spicy too, adding in spirals into Orcust. Adds a little bit of nice things, like a very stronger Ash target that people like, oh, is this spirals? Ash, and then they'll mess up because I'll just drop the Orcust combo, and they're like, well, shit, I wanted to save the Ash for a mermaid if it was Orcust. And also, when you open a spiral hand going first, you can kind of, just do the whole Orcust combo. Really not set up extra things, but you can set up, like, your hand to go nuts with spirals on the next turn. And also this will probably have the best going second, chance against any other Orcust deck. And just against anything, because spirals are really amazing at popping stuff. And, activating Cerberus and Mermaid's effects for discards can be even more advantageous to your strategy. But without that out way, I will show you the deck. So on to the main deck. It's going to be long. It's a 50 card build. Couldn't really cut it down to a lower amount. 3 Spiral Super Agent. So this card, if you don't know, I'm going to explain every single effect pretty much. But you can, for most Spiral cards, you have a little effect. You call a monster spell trap on the top card of your opponent's deck. They reveal it. If it is, they get an effect. Otherwise, you don't. So this one, you call. If you get it correct, this summons itself. And if this card is summoned by a Spiral effect, you can pop a spell and trap on the field. So, pretty nice. It's a free special summon, kind of. If you call it right, it is free special summon. Otherwise, kind of have the normal summon it. 3 tough. Also counts as Super Agent on field. And you can call to pop a card. Pretty powerful. Spiral. The Spiral Super Agent name is important for the quick fix. But, kind of like the normal used effect if you do have a target, and then special this, kind of important. Or, call it wrong and then get this one correct, just so you'll have the 2 spirals. Sometimes it can be a struggle in this deck to get to 2 spirals, but usually you can just go Orcust combo anyways. Of course, one of spiral cards, there's a lot. Quick fix, on summon, it pretty much gets to search a spiral gear. There is the drone, there is Last Resort, and there's Big Red. Those are the 3 targets for this search. And you can also, while you control Super Agent, discard to summon itself from graveyard, banish it when it leaves the field. This is pretty good, surprisingly, the banish effect, since it can actually be a target for Galatea's Shuffle, since this is a machine. So the Orcust combos can actually recycle these cards, which is quite amazing. Probably most people didn't realize, but it's pretty crazy, actually. You can also, reattach it off to Degrisu if, for some reason, you already had a other skeleton engraved. It's probably best to just put the quick fix as material, just so you'll be able to, then link into the Galatea, then, be able to revive this back. Drone, you get to sort the top 3 cards, you get to look at them, so it lets these effects always go off. And the fact that people don't really know, also a machine type, is that you can banish it and other spiral card to add a Super Agent from your grave to your hand. So it can add back the Super Agent, which is very nice. It provides a pop and lets you get the top card at least. And also, since it can be recycled, it's like it doesn't matter if you banish this. It's perfectly fine. you'll be able to shuffle it back. Sleeper, if you're dropping this, you're probably winning. You can add this off combo, of course. You set this up, get added last resort. Pretty much can't be targeted or destroyed by, any means. And if this would be destroyed, you get to, you have to destroy everything you control and then summon a super agent from anywhere, which kind of sucks. But hopefully you're not dropping this when it is mighty weak. Just don't set yourself up this weakness, because this card is vital when it goes off and can wreck games, especially since it can target itself. It can target any Spiral card, pop it, and 2 cards your opponent controls. So, big disruptor. It's a quick effect too. It can target itself if equipped with the card that protects it. It just fizzles on itself, and will just pop the 2. So. Master Plan, what you special summon off the double helix. You get to add a mission once per turn, not hard once per turn. So you get to just add it every time you get on board. And if it's linked off, you can search a resort and a Spiral card, Spiral monster, I'm pretty sure, from your deck to your hand. So this card just lets you go plus, like crazily, have crazy hand advantage. But you do not want to open this since Double Helix cannot summon it from the hand. But if it's engraved, it'll be perfectly fine. So Dangers, helps with breaking with that. Gear Last Resort. This is the protection, and also you can send one card you control, and that card can attack directly. This kind of comes up because your board can get a little bit clogged up with all these, summoning monsters. Especially since you want to have the 2 Bardiche points. Let's say you want to link summon, like with some of the stuff, just so you can move stuff, like go into Mermaid, use it, and discard, pop something. Then you can just send the card with that, so you have that zone open, so you can then summon Degree, so you get the 2 pops there. So you get the maximum amount of pops and, sends from your deck. So, surprisingly, that effect does come up a bit more. That's it for Spirals. On to the Orcust. 2 of this. This is the one you summon off the Mermaid. Has effect engrave. You pretty much banish, target something, and dump a Orcust. Very important because it just lets you go off of combo. Pretty much you link that in the Mermaid, Galatea, and I think you know what to do from there. If you're watching this video already, I'm not going to show you the combo, you could easily get it yourself. 2, because you don't want to draw into 1 and not have anything to summon from deck, and if you drew into 2, it just sucks to be you that day. 3, Orcust Harpour. This, if you normal summon it and then special summon another monster, you are absolutely good for combo. So that's why I do play this at 3. People play at lower amounts probably don't realize, you just normal this other card, you can go straight into the Galatea without even going into Mermaid, and you'll have the whole combo since you just banish this and it gets you to the exact same board. So this card, very good, even to draw into. 2, Skeleton. Don't really want to draw into this one. You only really want to special it off the Harpour. But if you open in 1, perfectly fine. Open 2, it's not good to be you. This card special summons 1 from the grave, so you have to recycle it a bit because you get very powerful effects from the special summons. So very vital to the strategy. Very good. You do have to play that too, just so you don't open it. For Phantom Knights, because you do play the Bardiche, I play 2 Silent Boots. Pretty much banish, search Spell Trap, Phantom Knight, and if you control other Phantom Knights, you can just free special summon this card. And then you play 2 Cloak. It's what you send off the Bardiche to set a sword. And this one, you can banish the search. It also has an effect on field. You don't use it. You shouldn't use it. You're probably never going to use it. You can read it. I usually have the effects up top here, so. On to Dangers. two snake. If you don't know, you reveal in hand, you shuffle up your hand, you say, opponent, pick one randomly. They pick one randomly. If it's this card, it gets discarded. Otherwise, that card gets discarded, and you summon this from your hand and draw a card. And all these dangers have effects when discarded. So this one, you special summon itself from the graveyard. Nessie, you get to search one from the deck. Jackalope, you get the special one from the deck in defense position. And you get to draw and discard. These are the best going first ones, so you want to play them at 2 just so you don't, clog up your hand with them. But they can be the good special summons you want, so you can go into Orcust combo. So definitely why you play them. That's it for the monster lineup. Not just spells. Play 3 Called by the Grave, just so you can go combo, because Ash really hurts this deck. It is a big owie, so this you just say no. We're not having that here. So this card, it's so good when you open it, but when you don't open it, you just hope they don't Ash you. 3 Instant Fusion. This is a free special summon, just like the dangers, and of course you have a first target and your second target. Going first, you can go for Winda, and going second, you go for Restrict. Restrict is a suck up. Winda is has a little power combo. If you guys don't know, Dingrusu has an effect where you can detach to save a card from destruction. So instead of linking off with your boots and that, you can then just instant fusion if you've been able to save it for that amount of time, and set up a window, and it trying to be destroyed by instant fusion, you can then use Dingrisu to protect it while it stays for your opponent's turn, and then you can just let it die on your turn. It's kind of just like, what is it? The DDD combo where they would shut down the floodgate. So 1 for 1, pretty much this is the most powerful card in the deck. If you open this, you should be winning that game. Otherwise, you're a disappointment. You pitch one, summon one. You have 2 very powerful level 1s for spirals, and you get to pitch a card, which is very powerful. If you pitch any spiral and then summon Quick Fix, you can just add the monster reborn, summon, and then boom. Alright, and then other Return of the Army, it searches out your spiral cards. So, well, the 2, tough super agent. Field spell, absolutely broken. Once per turn search card, your spiral cards can't be targeted, so they can't be impermed. And you can shuffle 1 monster to protect this card or destroy it during end phase. Honestly, you want to have this in hand by the end of the turn, honestly. That's really what you're going for with this deck. That's generally the strategy you want, just have this in hand so you'll be able to set it up, search, and, drop the sleeper, and that's pretty busted. Other field, it's the one thing I kind of don't like, the confliction with the 2 fields. This one makes all your your Orcust quick effects, so you can, use their effects during your opponent's turn, which can set up for disruptions. Also, if this leaves the field, you can pitch 1 from hand, add it back to hand after the turn it's sent. So you can't just, resort sending this and then add it back immediately, which is, at least you can add it back. This is a monster reborn. Pretty self-explanatory. 2 terraformings, just so you can get to resort. And if you already have resort, you can try and add resort again, but you already have a card to do that. So you can just add the Babel, so you can keep resort on board if you really want to, and go double search. Actually, you could go double search, assuming you have the right spiral hand. Double search with the resort, and then just place the Babel because you just search Babel with that. That's it for spells. On to the traps. 3, Fog Blade. This pretty much says Effect Veiler. Target a face-up effect monster negates effects, and it cannot attack. So, you know, if you're in a stall point, this is a very vital card. It can help you in a lot of situations, like how to get over monster floodgates, like Majesty's Fiend. You can, you know, attack with your Silent Boots, set this back, and then activate during your turn, negate the effect, and then go off. But it works as a negate. Pretty important for this strategy. 3, Rescue. Pretty much you want to pitch it somehow, and then you can banish it from your grave, special summon a Spiral from your grave, which is usually you just summon back the what is her name? Master Plan, so you can just search another copy. So you can go through these pretty easily. That's why you play all 3. And the last trap is the counter trap. Pretty much you can, while you have Orcust Link, you can negate anything and banish the card. And then if it's in graveyard, you can banish to add a dark machine. Sadly, it doesn't search spirals since it is earth and wind. But, you know, you can still search Harpour, which is very nice. On to the extra deck. 1 double Helix. You know, this is a start off with Spiral combo. Specials 1 from the deck. You do the Master Plan, you go all out. And this card's crazy, just for that. Doesn't really have any other effects. That's just the only thing that's really important with this card. Also counts as Super Agent on field, so. You play 3 of Galatea herself. Most broken card. So you can shuffle a machine, and then set a Orcust spell trap, which you have the 2 targets, the counter trap and the field spell. And also, if it is linked with something, it can't be destroyed by battle. Also, a good fact to remember if you're playing this deck, it's just so you can keep this thing on board. People may forget about, remember it. Remember it always. Burn it into your mind. Then Grisu, I only have 1. I only paid for 1. It's a bit expensive right now, you already know. But pretty much, you can only summon it once. And you can use a Orcust link to pretty much overlay for this. It has 2 effects when special summoned. You can attach a banished material, machine material from your banished zone. So that could be your spirals that you banished by their own effects. Or usually it's just skeleton, so you can summon this during your opponent's turn. Also, during your opponent's turn, you can send 1 card your opponent controls to a grave. Doesn't target, doesn't destroy. Easy removal for anything. Just only things that say can't be, like unaffected. Otherwise, this outs it. So, very good card. I kind of wish I had 2, but you'll be able to get away with 1 if you only have the 1. Rusty Bardiche, you pretty much send a Phantom Knight to set a Phantom Knight trap. Very good. And pretty much you can just send the thing to add the other thing, and you have 2. So this card very broken. Also, if a Dark XYZ is special summoned to a zone this card points to, you get to pop a card your opponent controls, and guess who's a Dark XYZ? And guess who you can summon on your opponent's turn. So you get the 2 pops. 2 Mermaid, pretty much says combo with 2 monsters. This card you discard, summon 1 from the deck. Also, if it's co-linked, you get to draw a card, which sometimes with Spiral combo, you can set up a co-link, because you'll set up a Cerberus, under it, make Unicorn, shuffle back a Resort or something. Kind of just go off on that. I play 2 Cerberus. I may want to cut this down to 1 already. I will really have to see at the event. But it isn't too tight right now with my extra deck. There's nothing I really desire that badly besides, you know, second Ingrisu. So right now I'm just playing the 2 Cerberus. Its point is probably the more useful one, and that's why I play it. Also 1 Phoenix too. It also comes up back row removal. It is very important in this format. But, you know, still you gotta play 1 of each. Unicorn, because you can shuffle back Resort, and also you can shuffle back your opponent's cards too if you really need to. This card, pretty busted. The Thousand Eyes Restrict, steal opponent's monster off instant fusion. Lock your opponent out of special summoning. You only get it once and only once. So it's practically like a summon limit. And Long Risu, just so you don't get Reapered. But that is it for the deck profile today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys liked and enjoyed. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.